Hello everyone, welcome back. This episode here on Bitcoin Trade here. Um, this is a report article here, and it looks like 500,000 in Bitcoin payments. That's not bad. That's pretty good actually. Um, so pretty much what they're. I think this is mostly going to be a thing for the miners. Um, they're probably selling a lot of mining equipment here. Um, mining's a big business in a way. Um, you need the miners to go out there and be a part of the network for us to process the payments. So, big business. And so, not bad. Looks and I read the article. It looks like maybe some other online retailers, especially electronics online retailers, they're going to be really trying to cash in on this big time. This is like a gold rush for Bitcoin. Um, so, but if anybody know how the gold rush, the history of the gold rush, you'll know that there's risk involved. So, just know your history about that. Anyways, this also takes me to another article. I guess it's that time of the year. Let me see here. I can scroll up here. Oh, okay. Bitcoin holders face uncertainty over tax returns. What I'm going to be doing is pretty much nothing because I barely did anything this year. Most of what I did was in January. So that pretty much gives me all of this year to file 2015 for 2014 year taxes. So anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing. And but I know some people have been in it for like a longer time. The easiest thing you do is just ordinary income, just whatever your income is now and whatever you made total. If you do that, I don't know if you can expense any cost as being a miner, like any power or usage in your, if you have it in your house, or if you, I don't know, warehouse or office space. So, let me see here. Okay, what is this? Okay, so, for the most part, if I was gonna do this, I'd probably get a, I don't know, I'd probably do it as a business, as a business, like investment for my account. Basically, kind of like a self-employed. A couple ways you can do it. This is like a business operation. I have expenses. I'm doing business transactions. Commodity contracts, you can say. And when I travel someplace, those are travel expenses. When I go someplace, for the reasons of, you know, business trips, like it could be anything, like trying to get to know the market a little bit better, introducing myself into the market. It's just another fancy way of saying just going there and checking things out. You can take advantage of all those as a business. So I'm gonna try to see if I can take it as that approach, because that's kind of the approach I've been taking it as. So I'll see what I can do, because I know if it doesn't matter if I gain, like actual realize, like $1 million. I'm gonna exaggerate. Okay, I'm just if I realize $1 million, in the process of trading, but at the same time, if I'm expensing for the purposes of operating my business, um, $1 million, how much money did I really make? Well, I didn't make anything. So, but I'm still in business. As a matter of fact, if I could be in the range of anywhere $400 as someone who's self-employed, I essentially I don't know if this has changed or not, but I essentially pay no tax. Um, if I make anything over 400 bucks, I think I have to pay the taxes. It's pretty high being self-employed, but the thing is, you are your business, you know. Uh, so whatever you do in the process of operating your businesses can be determined, depending on what it is, as an expense of doing business. So um, if you make X amount and you expend X amount, and what's left over is very minuscule, I mean, possibly you can do that every year. But you are making money, but not enough to be taxed on. Or if you do, it's barely enough that the taxes are not that severe. So that's like if you get down to a self-employed level. Now, if you start really making money, you get to a point where you start incorporating, and that opens up a lot of avenues, and legal status as well. So you can really get some, I guess, legal protection under those certain situations, larger pool of tax shelters, a lot of things, okay, just like major corporations. And now I think there's all different types of corporations that you can apply under or file under. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm going to do, because it's not, I'm not quite treating it, it is a security, but at the same time it's not a security. It's the way I trade it like a real physical commodity in some sense, even though it's in this digital form. That's what it's more like to me, because that's what I'm used to. That's the background I came from. But at the same time, it's also money, which makes it even more interesting. In any case, any commodity I used or did trade, I could always convert it to money, which wasn't a problem. But this is the only commodity that I can actually use as money. Bitcoin. I'm talking about Bitcoin. If I'm thinking of it as a commodity trade, it's the only commodity trade that I know that I can use to actually purchase something with as well. So I'll give you an example, like aluminum. Those little aluminum cans, they're all crushed and baled, weigh about probably 2,000 pounds. That's about let's just say it's each bale is like $1,000. Well, I can't take a bale to my bank, or I can't take a bale of aluminum to Overstock.com and get paid for it, or try to buy something. So I have to somehow convert it to money, a fiat currency, legal tender. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, I mean, it's a security as far as an asset class, and in some cases, houses are considered, property, real estate are considered asset class, and even Bitcoin can go as far as being used as an asset class. I don't know if I can stretch this definition out, or how I can use this, but a lot of the things I've learned is with real estate is the recent housing boom and bust, and I'm wondering, and maybe there's some tax professionals out there. Maybe you can make a comment, video response on this, but I'm wondering, since I am operating the trade of Bitcoin as my primary source of income, as well as an investment, I wonder if I can treat it at like kind of like a house kind of concept. Like it's my primary house. So if I ever actually sold it, it's tax free or something. I don't know if I could stretch that ideal out, but I'm just trying to think of ways where I can just try to get more of my Bitcoin to be spent instead of just me trading around, accumulating Bitcoins in some exchange or an exchange account. Of course, I have some in my cold storage too. So that's if I don't know if I can stretch it out that far, but at least I know I can stretch this whole thing as a business, and I could take my expenses, even losses. Like I get like any business, you come through credit card fraud. In this Bitcoin trade business, you come through a lot of people who are fraudulent in some of their business transactions. So you may have to realize some losses, which you can take out as an expense or loss, and so that could be taken out from any gains that you've done. I mean gains. So there's gains, there's actually realized gains, and then there's just you're pulling your money out for the principal, the money that's already yours. So there's all these things that you can do because, like I said, Bitcoin is so multifunctional, multi-purpose, multi-use. I mean, it's literally how creative you want to be in how you treat Bitcoin as either an investment, as a business, as an asset, as a currency, as money being spent. So I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna really start from the beginning of this year. So I got all this year to kind of play with that idea before I have to file my taxes next year for this year, if that makes sense. If it gets a little too complicated, I might just do an extension, push it back another, I don't know, 8 months or something, and figure out how to really work it out. But there's a lot of things you can do. In the end, as long as you pay your dues, you pay your taxes at the end, that's all that matters. It's really true. You can't escape death or taxes. You just can't. You're gonna get taxed somewhere by somebody somehow. So anyways, so that's covering this episode here, or at least this article. I'm kind of giving you an idea what I think the way I would go with it as far as filing taxes as a legitimate business here. I don't know. I mean, I'm learning more things. I might explore. I haven't even talked to my accountant. I don't know what to call him. I guess he's my accountant. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but maybe I will. I've talked to him about stocks, options, futures, commodities, and all that, but this may be something I might explore more in detail. Maybe even with my lawyer as well. See what I can do with this. So for real people who want to get into this, something you got to know. Wouldn't surprise me the wealthy already know something already, and or entrepreneurs, any business owners. They all know how to utilize the tax codes to their advantage. So anyways, let's take a look at the chart here, because I know I always have a chart analysis here if anybody wants to know. So let's see here. Let's see. All right, so here is 1 hour with no lines here. So doesn't look like anything's happening, but until you put some lines in here, it doesn't seem like it's making any sense at all. So it's kind of really deceptive when you put lines, or you start putting lines in, because look at this, and you kind of look at it and go, well, what's it doing? Why is it doing this? And then all of a sudden you put some lines in, and all this stuff starts to make a lot of sense. So anyways, it's just humming along this as a support versus bouncing back down here as a support, and it's been doing that just up and down, and but at least it's still on an uptrend here. Like I said, we're just getting closer and closer to into this triangle, and so but it's still pushing. There's no doubt about that. So if you just took the lines out, I mean, you wouldn't kind of really tell. Look at that. Okay, just wanna. Okay, this is also 15 minutes in Bitstamp, and this looks like it's trending down versus what Mt. Gox is doing. So again, it's, Bitcoin is independent of any exchange or of all markets at any given point in time. So and then let's look at a 15-minute in Bitsy. So starting to really form some good bands here. Excuse me. No, excuse me. Oh. So yeah, there's some more spreads showing up here. A lot more bands. You kind of get a better flow of. All right, hold on here. I have to come back. All right, sorry about that. So I don't know where I was, but just want to take a look at the 15-minute, I guess, of each, and you're getting a different reading. This one's going down. This one's kind of just leveling. And Mt. Gox is just different altogether. So, anyways, wherever you trade at, and whatever you trade at. So, I'm trading at Mt. Gox. So this is what I'm paying attention to, and this is what's making sense. So, anyways, I guess this concludes this episode here. So, let me see here. Well, as far as this goes on Mt. Gox, I mean, it looks, it's got to move somewhere, up or down. So, anyways, that concludes this episode. Let me know what you all think, both on the tax issue. What are you all doing or plan on doing? How or if you're in mining, how are you claiming? I don't know, claiming your gains, and how are you taxing it, as ordinary income or as a business operation or investments? I would see it as more of if you're making a lot, you should definitely do it as a business. You're operating a rig, which costs money. Building one, and maintenance, and hosting. These are all cost. So, and these are ongoing cost. electricity, whatever, you know. So those are operating expenses. Um, to do this as ordinary income, I don't know. Um, well, if you can deduct all those expenses, and then whatever's left over is ordinary income, I could see that. That'd be something of a kind of a self-employment, I guess. I'm not sure, but anyways, let me know what you're all doing. Please leave a comment, like, dislike, or even video response. Um, I sure would like to know what, or even some tax professionals out there, how 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 they're treating it. So, anyways, this concludes this episode. So, stay tuned for the next. Bye now.